shots. What it is?
What's up?
Got your person in the cuts.
How damn.
How are you?
I'm not gonna say I'm tired. That's not the primary thing. I am tired.
What is the primary feeling?
The primary feeling is that's a very good question. The primary feeling is relieved. Because it's the weekend. It's a long weekend. And I took an extra day on Monday because I was like, listen, I was saying to Akira even yesterday, I can feel the burnout stretching.
It's coming.
It's
warming
defrosting, wherever it is, getting ready to box me. So yeah, I'm just trying to take as much preventative action as possible, especially now that we're changing seasons and whatnot. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm really, really good. Feeling excited, energized, a little bit anxious, but like the good kind.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
And
also socially, it's May.
Wow.
It's May, literally. And I'm like, guys, where did the year go?
It's flying, dog.
We just dropped.
I think we're like 9 episodes.
9 episodes in.
Like this is probably our 9th or 10th episode that we're recording. So it's like 10 weeks of us being back.
Consistently. Wow. That means, according to that book, what is it? We've now built the habit, or how many weeks is it?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Those
atomic
things
habits,
you template the habits and all of that.
I can't. My brain doesn't.
Yeah. But we've been back for about 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're finally going to cover one of the episode suggestions in terms of a revisit. And the episode is...
Yes. What episode number was it again?
I have no idea what the number is. I'm so sorry.
I was listening to it earlier, so let me actually look. It was episode... Oh my word. Where was I listening to it at? If it plays, I'm so sorry. I'm checking. But you can continue as
no, but I want to know what the episode number is.
Episode 11.
Wow.
Season 1.
That is wild. I'm cringing right now, but I've tried to kill the part of me that cringes. We were literally 24, 25.
25. We had just turned 25. And we talk about it actually in that episode. It's called Seasons Come to Pass. Is it pass?
It has to be pass. Is it change? It has to be pass.
It has to be. I think it's season come to change.
To change.
Yes.
Because the book is Seasons Come to Pass, like the set work book.
Yeah, but we were talking
high school.
Yeah, we were talking about.
So it was a play on
actual change. Yeah, like
it was a play on that.
Yeah, changes in our lives.
Wow.
Yeah, but basically
that was like 7 years ago.
Yeah, maybe let's recap a little bit on that conversation. Some of what we said.
That's crazy. 7 years ago.
Yeah,
we were 25.
Dude, 7 years ago. Oh my gosh. That's hectic. That's a bit.
I used to make fun of people in their 30s.
And look now.
7 years ago.
We are very much inside.
And I'm loving my 30s.
Fully. But we were talking some big stuff.
What were we saying? Spill the tea.
Well, firstly, how we had positioned it was around the changes happening in our lives. I think how you had introduced it was, you've been going through some changes, and it's been quite an interesting and defining time in your life. And so, wanted to speak about the changes that are happening to us.
What year was it?
It was 2019, I think, if my math serves me correctly.
That's a very interesting year because it's literally the year before the world changed.
Wow,
so our perspective of what we would have been like today wouldn't have existed.
That's actually a really good point.
It wouldn't have existed at all. There's no way that whatever I had projected or thought I would do or would be matches my reality right now. So that's wild to think about.
I know, right? Well, we'll go through some of these things because I did sort of note down some of the things we had spoken about in terms of how we've changed and all of that. We spoke about introducing these changes to the people in our lives who've been used to us
in a certain way. That's always a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, we went quite deep into that one and around berating each other and maybe shaming each other, maybe where we see these changes instead of empowering each other.
I'm actually thinking right now, like when you think of yourself as 25-year-old Misho, I probably don't even remember what changes I was going through that I was speaking about so passionately in that episode. But there are definitely some changes that I've gone through in the last 7 years that I can speak about passionately today.
Yeah.
But in terms of our community and ourselves and how we reintroduce ourselves and these new changes, what do you think has changed about your approach to it?
Well, let's start in the beginning. The changes that have happened. Do we want to go into that?
You can. I don't know. You can go as deep as you want to go. You can address the changes.
For me, I don't think. I
lot has changed.
A lot has changed. True. I think I communicated better. I'd like to think. I mean, even in that episode, funny enough, I was talking about communication. It's been a lifelong problem, guys. You know, I acknowledge it. But I remember speaking around communication quite a bit, around communicating, you know, when I'm feeling certain things, when certain things are sort of happening or changing. And I think that was something I was sort of striving to do definitely at the time. And I think it's something that I do quite decently now. You know, where I'm like, okay, guys, this is what I've now found. I mean, we recently had one of those. I was like, listen, I just recently found this. Like, this is what I'm, you know, now finding out. So I think for me, it's just saying it. I think for me, just coming to my community and saying, hey guys, this is what happened in my life. I mean, most of the times I feel like when we do come together, we end up doing that anyway.
Yes,
like catching up with each
yes.
other, giving
but it's also
each other,
also about how are we deliberately doing that, which is like the tougher one, right? Because it's very easy to just let a conversation slide in, or let it be a part of another, like piggyback off another conversation. But in terms of being deliberate about addressing a change, it's a very different thing.
Yeah.
But when you speak about what has changed, like in my mind, I was like, first of all, I'm a mother. I'm a mother.
Oh and my God, that is Mamacita.
And I think at 25, I would have thought that having a child 2 years later would have shrank my life.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
At the way my life changed so quickly in those 2 years was so wild that at the time that we fell pregnant, there was no other thought in my mind other than I'm a mother.
Yeah, no, literally.
But like at 25, I would have been like, I'm going to explore my options.
And I think even
how do I want to do
your community
this?
too.
Yes, I think the moment
because
I told anyone.
If we had told each other that year, it's like when we were sitting next to each other that day, recording that episode, and you had said, listen, I'm about to have a baby, I would have been like, what are we going to do? Freaking out.
Yeah.
Whereas when you told me, I was like, finally, finally.
And that's weird because it's like 2 years later.
That is bizarre, guys.
So it's like
you're right.
My
so much
personhood,
changed.
my identities have expanded so much, but also I've lost so much. That so much, like, it's weird to say your life has expanded in so many ways, but also it's shrunk in some ways.
No,
so it's a very weird thing to think about in terms of the last 7 years and having a child and how much that has expanded my world and regrown the hunger for exploration. And
I think it energized you.
Yes.
I mean, you're actually right. I mean, I was listening to it earlier, and you're right.
Definitely, sure.
Huge difference.
I am hungry for the world, and not in a materialistic or whatever kind of way, but there is so much out there because there is this little person that is constantly learning and seeing all these things for the first time, and that excites me so much, and it helps me see so much more and want to discover more. But then at the same time, the magnitude of the losses that I've experienced have been wild in terms of we lost friendships that we thought or were really, really important to us at some point and like central. But also I think of losing my my dad's mom, and how that shifted him as a person. And I basically lost a part of my dad as well. And then losing my uncle and how that's changed my family dynamic completely.
Significantly.
And how that loss and experiencing that loss through how his children are experiencing it has shrunk so much of my life. So it's very weird.
It's crazy. Actually, as you were mentioning, I was like, no, now I'm thinking about all the things that because I don't think I had gone into the sort of memory bank in terms of all the things that have happened. But you're right. Like, I mean, in terms of the things that we've gained, but what we've lost.
Yeah. There's
what
been
we've
quite a
lost
loss.
between 2019 and now is wild. I mean, I've lost a house, a car. I gained it back. I made sure.
But there was a loss.
Yeah, there was so many losses. I lost somebody who, a friendship that I thought was, as you had said, was very much something I thought was going to be lifelong. It was lifelong already. I mean, it was 15 years.
It was an entire
by
life.
then.
Like, it's quite crazy when I think about it. I'm like, somehow there are people that I would have imagined would have been in my kid's life.
Yes.
And that would have been really great for my kid because they were in the lives of the other children within my family. And now they're not.
They're not, yeah.
And that reality has never existed. And there was a time where I really thought that if I ever had what I have now, all these people would be a part of it.
Ooh.
So it's quite a weird thing, but it's not something that occupies my mind quite a lot. But obviously, because we're reflecting on this, I'm like,
I'm thinking about it now.
There's this other reality where my kid has this aunt, has this uncle, and I think they would have been really great in terms of introducing her to this, or this could have possibly been their thing.
Yeah.
But there's a world where that doesn't exist because of the season that we're in and the changes that we experienced while getting into it.
Sure. I mean, as you're talking, I was thinking around even the loss of self. I think for me, that between then and now, there has been such a huge loss of me, or who that person in 2019, episode 11 was.
Huge. And I often think about, so for me, I think because I had that first experience of losing a huge part of myself, or what people will call like your spark or your light, was 2014 when my mom passed away. There's a part of me that I will never get back. There's an energy I had that the moment you hear a certain thing that like a person is gone, it's like, it's almost like they just
snuffed
cut
out,
a part of you out. So I sort of had reckoned with that and was always trying to get back to that. And then I settled on the idea that will never come back. Yeah. But like there are other parts of me that I can add on to. Like, I'm not this puzzle that's fit in a box and the pieces can only make up one picture. Yeah. I can constantly add parts that will make me feel whole and feel joy and all that. But when you speak about the loss of identity, I think about how I constantly speak about how motherhood has expanded my life, but also the amount of time that you need to be away from a lot of things that are tied to your identity and tied to your sense of self can make you lose that completely. Yeah. Which is why I remember, if you recall last year, I was like, I had to do something alone where I would have time to myself and start sort of carving a different identity or parts of my identity that fulfill me because I felt that loss. I was out last week, Thursday, with friends, and we went to Zoe Modika's concert. And then afterwards, we went to the pantry. And I was sitting with them, like eating pizza, whatever anyone else was having, and we were just talking, and people were laughing. And I was thinking, when last
did you do
was
that?
I out at 11 p.m. with friends on a school night? Just laughing. When last? And that used to be a huge part of my life.
Yeah, it used to be like frequent.
So when you speak about a loss of identity, I'm like, gut.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing for me, even from like a being out perspective. And I mean, I don't think it has to do with necessarily, I mean, I'm not a mom, not yet. But for me, it was as a result of trauma, trauma, the loss of trauma, or the trauma of loss, let me rather say.
The loss of trauma
the loss
was
of trauma is
actually a really interesting. Was an interesting concept.
I almost
because
delved
sometimes we
into
become
it.
very comfortable within the traumatic experience, and then it sort of molds us in a certain way and becomes a part of our lives. And then
definitely.
when that's removed, it's like, whoa, who am I?
Who
when
am
I'm
I?
not-
What exactly?
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, it was a case of, I mean, between 2019 going into 2020, 2021, 2022, there was definitely I think anyone who listens can definitely tell there was a pull towards becoming a better self. I mean, I think that's relatively natural, but an even more open self, an open self, point blank, period. I don't think I would have considered myself that, those years.
Yes.
And so, I think that's like the hard part about, the things that had happened, because it was like, which I also think it's very much on par, that when you are your most open is definitely when you are going to experience the most adversity.
Yeah.
Life-defining adversity. Like, and you're gonna have to take that shit like as it comes, which is really what had happened. And I think I lost so much to that. I mean, there are passions that I don't think I have now. I'm trying really
you can't
hard to
reconnect with them anymore.
It's really tough to connect with them. But like you said, there have also been those sort of passions and those bits and pieces that I've been able to sort of add on and bring in, from scratch, because it was like, okay, I cannot fill perhaps this void with what I used to. And so, I need to find something else. And
it's like accepting that I've lost something that I can't replace. Therefore, let me stop trying to replace it.
Yeah. And I think I'm still grappling 3 years, I don't know how many years. I think I'm still grappling with that. I'm still grappling with that loss of identity, that loss of, I don't think I lost the openness necessarily, but I think everything happened almost as a way to say, are you still open?
Did you feel like you were being
open?
punished for being open?
I think it felt like that initially. But I was like, at the same time, I'm like, guys, I suppose these are the trials and tribulations that come with stepping into another level. When you step onto another level, I think
there's other level things.
Yeah, there's other level problems. You are going to deal with other level problems. And I think because I was so open, I was able to deal with those problems, far better than probably what I would have had I not been. I think the openness was a preparation, and not on some like, masochistic, punishment thing. No, that's just for me how, the life cookie crumbles. So yeah, I feel like it's definitely been a battle to sort of, try and get those parts back where I can. I think there've been parts where I've had to definitely be like, you know what, I need to let go. Like, it's okay. I can be something else. I don't have to be that person that I was before that. Which I think was something I definitely grappled with for a while.
And it's like, how do I become that person? Because that person did not have this experience that's changed me.
Yeah, that's changed
and
me.
If I am dealing with this experience and processing it, it's sort of going to be a part of how I experience things, because I'm not ignoring it.
Yeah.
I'm not, stifling it. I want to address it so that I can heal from it and move on. That moving on doesn't mean, I'm going to let go of that thing or I'm going to carry on with it. It's whatever feels most comfortable
in the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And so, oh my word. Like, as you were talking about that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I don't think I had
7 years.
Yeah. Like, and even then, like what you had said, I mean, there's the 7 years. And I mean, if we cancelled out 2020, let's just say, if we had cancelled out 2020, we would have been completely different.
Very different.
Completely different.
Very, very different. Very, very. I also think 2020, the anxiety that a lot of people were experiencing.
The isolation.
The unemployment. So many people were let go.
The depravity,
I think that really affected how we related to each other.
Fully.
I'm like, trying to imagine if 2020 didn't happen, would I still have certain people in my life? 2020 didn't happen. There's a strong chance my gran wouldn't have passed on in that year.
Yes.
Things would be so different in terms of the structure of my family and who I relate to within that family. There's so much.
Yeah, I'm like thinking some people wouldn't have lost their minds and done what they did, of which I'm really grateful. Shout out COVID for that. You know, I'll give it that at least. But you're right. Like had those kind of things. I mean, if we think about our career progression.
Yeah,
alone,
because my life
just that alone
literally changed 2020.
Yeah,
and I got a job that I would have never thought to even apply for.
Yeah,
I would have never dared to apply for it. I got approached, and that literally just changed my life.
Yeah,
absolutely, wildly changed my life. And it's quite interesting that now, today was my last day at my old job, and I'm starting another job, which I also believe is going to be life changing.
Absolutely.
But I'm a little bit anxious about the new job because I feel like it's opening up a new season in my life where I will possibly have to be way more visible than I was before. Because if you think of the last, 3, 4, 5 years, we've been way less visible than we ever were.
Uncomfortable, guys.
And this has been very uncomfortable.
Extremely.
Like sitting here, speaking, seeing the videos, having to engage with them is very, very uncomfortable.
I literally had to open up my profile the other day and I was like...
Considering how much we had been deliberate about not being that visible at a time where the world just felt like the world is in the people in the world.
Yeah.
We felt very short with each other.
Yeah.
So it's been very scary to literally put ourselves out there in this way. Whereas if you think of 25-year-old us, we're like, I don't care.
We were literally saying that. We were literally saying that.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, I did say what I said. But
my confidence is, I don't feel less confident, but my confidence feels way more contained. And I don't mean it in like a negative way.
Maybe.
Yes. Like, I just think we were so bold.
Yes.
Like we were.
We were saying bold things. Literally. We were saying bold things. Kindness is conditional.
I still think kindness is conditional as fuck.
Down. I'd like to think, I operate, with kindness in this world. But some of you do not need my kindness. Don't need me operating at my default, please.
You said kindness is conditional.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah. They're like, as in if someone gives you energy, give them back. Of which,
Wow.
Wow. Although I think now we'd probably be like, maybe
you're going through something.
Where it's like, what?
We try to understand what you've experienced that's making you like that.
Yeah.
But I feel more on the ground as a person now than I probably was back then.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's definitely a result of everything that we've experienced.
Yeah. Everything that's happened. I mean, I was even thinking, actually, 2019 is the year I was starting my master's.
That's wild.
Yeah, I was like doing the prep course before I started the full thing the next year. So I was actually, I was doing that prep course and then I passed it and then I waited until 2020 to start it. Guys. And I mean, when I think about that and just how, from even just a confidence perspective, how that really boosted me. I think it, not necessarily from a place of, I have this thing I can tell people I do have that. But I think it was that exercise that we need to do in learning to trust ourselves, in learning to back ourselves, in learning to go, okay, I can
but also having
through.
Trust marks, right?
Yeah.
Like actual validated trust marks that speak to this confidence that you have.
Yeah.
Because I feel sometimes, and maybe that's why I'm more calmer in my confidence now than I was then. We were saying a lot of things about experiences that we knew nothing
really
about and did not have.
Yeah.
But like now it's like, okay, I have a little bit more life experience.
Yeah.
which
Oh, it's
means
made me
I
so
have more
quiet.
grace
Yeah.
to certain things,
fully.
which Ayanda was always calling us out about. And I
You
get
are
where she
right,
was coming
sister.
from. I get where she was coming from now.
She's watched
Because
us
we were like
evolve
these
into, yeah.
brave 25-year-olds that just had so much to say.
Yeah.
And now it's
Zero
like,
grace.
I would like to listen a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I would like to listen
Whereas
a little
then
bit more.
it felt like, I don't want to listen to you at all. We're not going to.
You
I'm gonna
don't
say
know
my
what I'm going through, and
Exactly.
you've messed it up.
Yeah.
Like you had your chance and you
Whereas
blew
now
it, and
it's
we
like-
couldn't learn from you, so you can't tell us anything.
Dude. Whereas now it's like, okay, we're here now. Let's hear each other out. I think definitely that was the case. The patience, you can hear it as well.
Yeah.
That our patience definitely has grown, has had to grow, because the things that, even as we're speaking about what we've lost, what we've gained, those things required patience.
Yeah.
Those things required patience. I don't know if, granted, yes, it definitely required boldness, that boldness that we had, that tenacity
And
that we had.
a level
yes.
of effort to match whatever desire
Yeah,
you have. Because
desire.
one thing about people, they'll have the desire,
Hey,
but the effort,
where is that? But what was I saying? Wow, you see, this is what happens with tangents, because I went and then I don't even know
It's
what I was
okay.
saying.
You can bring yourself back. I know you have
how I'm
notes
gonna-
there.
I literally, there was like a thought as I was going through it, and then I'm so sorry, guys. It's been a long week.
It's been a very long week.
It's been an
guys.
extremely long week. No. Yes. The patience. There we go. I think
And we patient. Wena.
down. I think that's why I was saying, I feel like, yes, at times it does feel like the openness. It feels like I was being punished for being open. Like, oh, okay, you don't have to be open. This is what you got to deal with. But, what I was saying about that preparation for what requires that quality or those qualities, I feel like, it was necessary for us to be like that. To stumble in those ways where we stumbled, because the things that we went through required, the patience that we have now.
Yeah.
It required the patience. And I don't know if necessarily we had that
I don't know if I had
then.
it during the experiencing of the things.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that I've always been grateful for, and the one thing that I've always had, is a community that holds me really well. And I think in the last 7 years, that's the one thing that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It's gotten much better.
Yeah. Even with the losses.
Yeah, even with the losses, even with the people you lose, it miraculously somehow it's expanded.
Yeah.
The community has grown.
Yeah.
And how they hold me when I need that has expanded as well. So from that perspective, I think that also teaches you patience, because you realize, why would these people be so good to me if I'm not worthy?
Sure.
And how can I create that feeling of worthiness in another by being good to them?
By being good to them, yeah.
I think that's the one thing that I've learned, that why would this person bother so much with me if I am not worth saving?
Yeah.
So I need to make someone else feel that.
Yeah, dude, that's. I don't know if we would have reflected in this way at that time.
Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
I was crazy. But also, generally, when I think about it, I'm like, that was just a crazy time, because what do you mean? You're literally on social media, you have all these like thousands of followers, literally sitting there engaging with all your thoughts, all these half-baked thoughts. That's another thing. The thoughts
Not
were really
backed up by shit.
half-baked, just backed up by an undergrad in sociology.
And audacity.
That was all. And one that hasn't even been peer-reviewed to that degree.
Yeah.
So, that was...
Yeah. But you're right on community. I think between the time now and then, I think for me, community definitely stood the test of time, even though, there were significant losses even within that. But, what I mean by they stood the test of time, I mean as in, yes, that loss happened, or the losses happened, but everybody just stepped up.
Yeah. So it's when you realize also that it's not people based. It's like, this is what I've actually built for myself is a proper community.
Yeah.
It's not dependent on who is there. Yeah. Everyone sort of knows how to hold me.
Yeah. In some shape or form, like it there are people who it's either, just you sitting with them and you don't have to talk about the issue directly, but just being around them, that's them, holding you. We had to be innovative when it came to how we connected.
Yeah.
Think about it, because the next day it was COVID.
Yeah.
And then,
But also that was quite interesting, right? Because I remember it was quite interesting that post-COVID, we felt so overexposed that we needed to step back because of how much we were connecting online and how much we had to compensate for the lack of physical presence by putting so much out there, or we felt we needed to. We probably didn't need to do all of that, but it's something that we did and something that happened, and then it became the normal way of connecting until it became extremely overwhelming. So that's also quite an interesting thing, that if you told me, actually I remember my old manager while I was still in advertising literally being like, nah, social media is not great and this way. And I was just like, oh, this old white guy is just complaining about this because this platform actually serves young black people in this specific way. Yeah. But when I look back, I'm like, damn, he might have cooked in some ways. But also that comes from the fact that he probably had way more exposure for longer to platforms. And I think all these platforms they fall into the same trap. Because a certain level of exposure does the same thing to the human mind. So all those communities that exist within that will never sort of, they'll never be above that, be above what the system has set up to be. In terms of how those structures are set up in the online knowledge sharing ecosystem.
Funny enough, we were actually in that episode, we spoke about these platforms and how, I think you were saying at that time, like, you're definitely trying to get off. You were actually.
I was actually trying to get off at that time.
Yeah, you were like super over it.
I did not know that. But also it had been like 10 years since I've been online, so I was definitely probably feeling that.
You were like, I'm trying to get off that, because I remember we even spoke around how people were sort of, it was around. Like we kind of spoke around how you were kind of being berated for having changed.
On
social media and how that or rather how we even as people can put so much attention on our changes.
Yes.
And at the same time, then we're also like, when people do the same thing, we're like, no. Why are you doing that?
It's like, I look at me, I am different in this way. Look, I actually went through something similar last year where I took a break of alcohol for a year. So I did a year and like a few days, and it had initially started off with something that I was doing in Jan just to test, can I actually be sober? And I think that was sort of similar to that thing you're speaking about, where you're so deliberate about the change and the performance of the change and wanting everyone to acknowledge that you're changing. And then about 3 months in, I was like, okay, I've achieved the thing that I wanted to do.
Now what?
It has nothing to do with anyone else. It's literally just about me. Like it's not like I had this super toxic relationship with alcohol. Well, I think every relationship with alcohol is toxic.
Definitely.
But it's not like I had this relationship where it was, what's the word? The English is gone. Why do we record so late?
Dude, because
in the day? Because my English.
We did back then.
Destructive. Destructive. I don't believe I had a destructive relationship with alcohol. Destructive, yeah.
Well, it could be both.
Destructive.
Can be both, because
We need to stop filming so late if we're going to speak
disruptive,
English.
it can disrupt your life. Destructive, it destroys your life.
So those two words, I didn't feel like I had that, but I felt it was important to test whether I was dependent on it or not. And there were so many people when I said I would do this who were like, oh no, you're not going to survive. And I was so dead set on proving them wrong that it stopped being about me and the process that I wanted to sort of evaluate for myself. It was about proving them right, that I'm above addiction to alcohol, which I don't think I am. But we're all human, so I don't think I'm above any addiction. But I was so set on proving the people who responded to me in that way, who responded in a way that was rejecting the change that I wanted to make in my life, by committing to the thing and doing the thing. And then I ended up literally going to over a year just to, but by the time I think I had gotten to 3 months, 4 months, I had to recenter myself and make it about me, like what you're saying now, and no longer make it about the performance for others. So no longer posting the Instagram story.
I was actually going to ask you something similar to that.
I genuinely just stopped posting the updates on my journey, especially when I felt like, it was deliberate to make so-and-so see. Like I would post if I was really proud of myself and I felt like, oh, wow, like I've done 7 months now. But if I knew that, this is to make someone see that I've been doing it, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And that was quite an interesting experience to go through, because it redefined things for me in terms of doing things for myself, making changes for myself, and not being so concerned about how other people will receive it.
Do you think that's something, I'm making it societal, do you think that's something that's plaguing a lot of our generation, a lot of our people just in general? The proliferation, I know this.
We need to stop recording after 5, though. The English is gone.
When we look at the proliferation of, apps such as, I'm sober.
Yeah, that's the app I was using.
And being able to sort of track these things, but not just track them, but also, put them out there. What was I even asking?
Do I think that being concerned about how other people...
do you think it's considering how many people are, going on these kind of,
sober curious journeys.
Yeah.
So I think
that's an issue.
If I reframe your question, I think you're asking, what are you asking? Are you asking, is it difficult for people to do things because they're concerned about how others are going to receive them? Or are you asking, is it difficult to change because we're focused on the reception and not the process that we want to go through?
Yeah.
So I think when you...
Because also when you are, like what you said, I suppose in that instance, maybe it's a little bit different, but if you think about it, you do something, you get to the end of it and you're like, okay, but I still don't feel how I needed to feel. I don't feel fulfilled outside of I proved X, Y, and Z wrong.
So that was like me at month 3. But by the time I got to a year, I was like, I'm so proud of myself because I have proven my initial hypothesis. Because when you announce something to people, you've thought about it before. Absolutely. And what you're expecting from them is some level of support. Or what you're expecting from them is, that's quite cool. Not, no, I don't think you can do that. I don't think there's ever a time... I don't think there's ever a time where anyone says anything to anyone and they're expecting them to tell them that they can't do it. But the amount of times that people do that, it's frightening.
Bizarre. And it's bizarre when it's people who claim to either know you or care for you. Are you guys
It's frightening.
cooked?
And it's not even when somebody's maybe like wants to be financially irresponsible or any other irresponsible thing, but genuine goals where you're like, I would like to achieve this. And instead of the person being like, I think you might need to do this and this before you get to that, they're like, you could never do that. So for me, there was so many people and I was like, whoa, daddy, chill. Like, chill. I'm not even in the streets like that. Like I've literally said my crutch
It's so
is that drink
passive-aggressive,
before bed.
actually.
But also
let's talk about
it generally
that.
makes me feel like you get people.
What the hell is wrong with that?
I just think you get people that think you dare to dream too much, and they don't dream as much, so it makes them extremely uncomfortable. So they don't want that to be like a norm.
And then you are putting
So
that
they're
out there for the
constantly
rest of us to consume. Do you know you are nasty? Like,
very, very.
do you
very,
know you are nasty?
So from that experience, I think for me, if I were to answer both the questions, the one question being whether people struggle to achieve what they've set out to do because they're more focused on how others are going to receive that change, as opposed to being focused on why they want to do it themselves and honoring that process. I think when you bring in things like that app, I'm Sober, apps like that exist because things become easier to do when you have accountability buddies, right?
Yeah.
That's like the noble cause behind all of that. But because of the way society is shaped and what we're speaking about right now, where there are too many people who are very comfortable with yucking someone's yum instead of discovering their own yum, it then becomes a thing of sometimes you're proving other people, oh, my partner's literally walking past while we're recording. That's cute. Where you're...
She's blushing.
No, I'm not blushing, but I'm like... Anyway, so you... Wow, I've lost my train. Men are dangerous.
Escape.
But so that app, the noble cause is that this is supposed to be a social thing, the same way that the drinking is.
Yes.
So if I am comfortable with posting my bottles of alcohol, then I should be comfortable with posting my sober journey too.
Yeah.
But then we look at like, why are you posting those bottles of alcohol as well?
To begin with. Yeah, to begin with.
Because there's this thing that we do where it's like with a specific type of drinking or specific types of alcohols, it's like perceived as, oh, this is a cultural marker of me having taste.
Yes.
And therefore, that's why I'm posting it.
Yeah.
With other things, it's like, oh, I'm flexing.
Yes.
I've made it in this way. With other things, it's like, oh, this is like what I really, really love.
Yeah.
So everyone has different motivations for posting, right? But what I found when I got to that 3-month mark was like, the reception that I'm receiving from these people is not the community reception that I want. Ooh. So it's like, oh, you're still sober, but in a negative way. So I was like, no, I don't want this journey to be that.
Yeah.
I want to test myself and see how long I can actually do this. Yeah. And then I gave myself the year mark to say, okay, if I do it until a year, I know that I am still in control in terms of my relationship with alcohol.
Yeah.
So I had to reconstruct it and make it about the goal that I had initially set before I communicated it to anyone, and not make it about everyone else's perception of the thing, because then that's what will make it difficult to achieve the goal, because that's not the goal that you initially had in your mind when you wanted to change something about yourself or your life. So it's like the perceptions of others can help you keep your goal on track and can help you achieve a bigger goal than what you had initially set out. But if you feel like it's affecting it negatively, then you need to decenter those voices and quiet them down and focus on the one that was in your mind before you even said the thing.
Yeah.
So I think that answers both the questions, especially with the whole app-based thing. That thing is there so that other members who are or members of your community or people who are going through a similar journey can literally hold you through it, because you need people that will hold you accountable depending on the reason why
and not the
you're
hold you
going on a
accountable
change.
as in berate
Not a
you.
negative
Not a
one,
negative
no,
one,
but
guys.
like positively
Like,
cushioning you while you try something new.
Because honestly, guys, I don't know why we would want to employ tough love and like unnecessary, like negative in those kind of situations.
Someone is just trying a new thing.
They're just trying
Someone
a
is
new
trying
thing.
to change. Someone is trying to better their relationship with something. You really don't need to be the negative Sally.
Exactly. I think speak life. It's what we spoke about even in the past episodes. You must speak life into the people that
even the smallest things that our people want to do.
And even the things that even we are like, I'm not sure. You don't have to put that out there. Like, you don't have to be like, friend, I minanyak doubt. No, like,
why? Why are you even doubting me?
That's why I'm like, yes, collectively, you guys.
Why are you even doubting me?
Why are you doing that? I think.
And why do you want me to doubt myself? Like, okay, you doubt me.
Yeah.
Believe in your doubts.
Yeah.
Believe in your doubt enough. Don't try convince me to
and
be
it doesn't,
in the doubting corner too. Believe in your doubt the way I believe in what I'm going to achieve.
It doesn't matter that you are doing this change for the 5th time, the 6th time.
Doesn't matter,
guys,
dog.
What did I say about abundance?
It doesn't matter.
Like, why are you running
How
out
beautiful
of chances?
is it that I still have the opportunity to change after all these times?
Like, when I have all these chances, this person is actively, all these times, they want to change. They're trying. I know, like, often we want to sort of personalize people's struggles. Like, that's something, I feel like past me might have, done.
Yes,
where it's like, oh, like, why aren't you getting this thing done? Like, you said you wanted to do it. And it's like, but...
Babe, like,
it's their goal. There's something that they want to do.
And maybe they'll have their own pace.
Yeah.
But they're trying.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that has really changed in terms of how I perceive human effort.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And how it's no longer about the end goal, but literally about the man in the arena who's actively trying.
Yeah.
I value trying so much more than I did when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even have the words to fully explain how beautiful and important it is to see someone try and to validate them for that trying.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it comes from having a former toddler.
But I think it's even before the toddler.
I don't know. I think it's more strengthened now where it's like, This person doesn't know anything other than the trying.
Yeah.
That's the difference with a toddler. Like,
True.
they don't know what it's like to win. Like, win as in, okay, they've clocked this thing and they're doing it better than anyone else has ever done it. All they can do is try.
Oh my gosh.
All they can do is try. Like,
you're definitely gonna be patient.
So you're gonna really, outside of the patience, you're also gonna see
effort, for what it is.
How much effort it takes to actually just try.
Yeah.
Not even complete the thing, not even be the best at the thing, but just try.
Yeah.
Just, it sounds so small.
But trying.
But
guys.
witnessing people trying.
Yeah.
I always go back to a time when my kid was a few years younger, and she noticed that laughing brings people so much joy. So she would deliberately try to tell a joke, but she's way too young for the formatting or anything of that nature. But you can tell that she's actively trying to
bring joy.
Yes, like lay this joke out in a way that she's witnessed other people do so that she can help people experience joy. It's like, babe, you're literally going to fail at it, but you're trying.
We'll laugh anyway. I feel like we laugh. She's funny.
I'll have to laugh. Now she's funny.
She was funny even back then.
She had no choice to be. But anyway, now she's... I don't want to talk about that girl because everybody should experience her for themselves. Yeah. Because that's how amazing she is. She does not need an introduction of any nature.
Oh.
But I will claim that humor.
Absolutely.
I will claim that humor.
Definitely. To be fair, I also got it from my mom as well. I got my humor from my mom.
I also think I got mine from my mom.
So I think, shout out to us funny girls, and our funny moms. Shout outs.
I love a funny mom. But anyway. So when you think about the changes that are yet to come.
Sure.
I think this will be the concluding segment. What would you like to stay the same? Because change is inevitable, but there's some things that we would love to hold on to.
Between now and then, or then 2019, now?
Now and 39.
One of the things that I would like to remain the same,
What do you think has remained the same from 25? Now that you brought it into the mix, 25 to 32, and then what would you like to remain the same from 32 to 39? Because 40 is a big one.
Huge.
40. I can't wait.
Maybe you'll get season 4. Who knows?
So
knows? I
40.
cannot wait. Oh, my days, cannot wait. But I think between then and now, what hasn't changed, I think my like how much I back, not it, I don't even think it hasn't changed. I think it's changed in that it's become more, but I think, and I deliberately am not calling it confidence because that's not, because I can confidently say that I lost that, between now and then. But
I told myself I'm not gonna. Yo,
we said it in the last episode. If you have a problem with it, deal with it. Sorry,
I'm an active listener.
but I mean, between then and now, yes, there's that loss of confidence, but I think for me, it's that the zeal for life. I think for me, I think it's only gotten better almost, despite everything else. Despite the fact that, a lot of things definitely have threatened to kill that zeal. I think just that wanting to stay and try. I think I had that then, in spite of, all the things that were going on, in spite of everything, in spite of my damn self even. But there was just no option around not trying. Like, it was just one of those, you have to do this. You have to try. You have to back yourself. It must get done. I think that's something that has definitely stayed the same. Like, I'm definitely still like, things must get done. Like, outside of, yes, making my wildest dreams come true and whatnot. But even that is that thing that must get done. Not just, the responsibilities or, making sure that I attain this, and especially material things.
Yes.
It's around what must get done, being the fulfillment, being fulfilled is something. I mean, I remember I think we had an episode around that, around fulfillment and happiness. So yeah, I think for me, the trying, the getting shit done, has definitely sort of stayed the same. Between now and 39, what I would like to stay the same, I think, would be my community. I think, I'd like to think that, we are definitely going to grow in many ways. We're probably going to lose, unfortunately. But I think the ways that we have evolved between 2019 to now, is really what I want between now and 39 or whatever. I want us to be able to still hold each other in those ways, and for those ways to grow as well, even there. That, yes, it stays the same in that we want to do this, but obviously the ways in which we show up are definitely going to evolve. The more that we are gaining, the more that, we're adding members, we're losing members, we're all of these things. I think in an ideal world, I see myself really just doing these next couple of years with the people in my life, and how we have been showing up for each other, and how we intend on doing more. And, like I'm looking forward to that, like really doing this with the people in my life. Like, oh my word, we've been doing the last couple of years together. So it would really be great. What about you?
I think I would struggle to tell you what's remained the same.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because I've gone through so many changes.
Yeah.
I would be lying. Maybe I'll leave a comment because I would be lying. I was thinking the whole time while we were speaking, I was trying to listen to you as well. So
yeah, like bringing life, Oaks, also outside of everything else, but bringing life is so, I think it should be, it's so like, it turns, it has to.
It literally,
it has to.
Yeah. When you pop something inside out.
Yes.
That literally is what's happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, so much of me has changed. So much of me has changed, and so much of my life has changed that I struggle to think of what has remained the same. And I think so much has changed for the better. But then when I think of what I would like to remain the same, I think of what I would like to remain the same as my from myself and from those around me. So who I am, what I give, and what I receive, and what I get, or what I give to others. I think what I would like to always remain the same for me is my sense of wonder and curiosity.
Yeah.
I hope that that's something that will always grow. And in terms of, but most importantly, how curious I am about myself.
Yeah.
I genuinely
yes.
enjoy the fact that I ask myself these questions about me all the time after interactions, all of that, but not in a way that feels punitive, but in a way that really makes me feel like I am growing as a person and I am serving myself better and those that are in my life better. And then I think when it comes to my community, I really, really, really hope that we can also remain as curious as we are. I think it's very inspiring to have people around you who are trying to constantly work on themselves and are so deliberate about it.
Yeah.
And you literally go out there and you meet other people and you meet and it's not to even say that like you are better off, like people are into different things.
Yeah.
But I genuinely enjoy the amount of reflection that has consistently existed amongst us as a community, even at a time where it was half-baked.
Oh, yeah.
But it was an important thing to have.
Talking of nonsense,
Literally, but like that nonsense was a good base.
Absolutely.
So I hope that that can always continue, even as new people come, others go, but just it being founded on a deep desire for self-improvement for the self and those around us.
Yeah.
I would love that to remain the same. And I've said it many times, I'm super excited about becoming 40.
Yes!
So I cannot wait.
Can't wait.
I cannot wait.
Oh, my word.
And I think it's quite interesting that we've had those previous episodes carry people for like 7 years.
Wild.
And we hope that the ones that we're creating now can carry us for the next 7 years.
Please.
In case we take another 2-year break.
In case. But yeah, guys, do you have a question for the
I'm like the
listeners?
question guy.
Actually, I feel like they could answer the question we answered. What would you like to stay the same?
Would you like? What has stayed the same?
Yeah.
Since 2018 or whatever period, so it's a 7-year period, right? And they say
7-year period.
Changes happen in like 7-year periods. So what would you? I don't know if that's 100% true, but I just said it, so let's go with the flow. What has stayed the same since 7 years ago?
Yeah.
And what has changed? What would you like to stay the same as something that you would like to carry through for the next 7 years?
Yes,
so that those around you know that it's something that you've verbalized.
Yeah.
And if anything is changing negatively, they can help you remember what you would like to remain the same about you or your community for the next 7 years.
Yeah, guys.
So yeah, guys, please like, comment. Yes. I don't care about your likes.
I love
the comments. The comments are really amazing. Thank you to the person that recommended this episode. It was quite nice to reflect.
Yeah.
Super excited to get into the other episodes as well.
Absolutely.
But please comment. And please, we've said that we would really love your voice to be a part of this community. Please put your comments out there. I know some people aren't that brave in terms of commenting in public facing platforms, but there's so much wisdom that all of you bring that other people could benefit from.
Absolutely.
And if we're being this brave, I think you can be too.
Come on, guys. We just spoke about it. We were
so that is my
we're doing this.
Let's be brave together.
Yeah, let's be brave together, guys. Yeah, please. Let's be brave together. Like, comment, subscribe, and
all that stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.